Day 21 and the official first day of winter, the winter solstice. It's the shortest day of the year, or if you're a vampire, it's the longest night of the year. Yeah? All right, today's beers, we have this Golden Road Golden State Cerveza from the Beers of Cheer Advent Calendar. We got this lady in a can again from Costco, and then from Aldi we have this Doppelbock. So we're going to start with the Golden Road Brewing Company out of California. This is their Golden State Cerveza. This is a Mexican style lager. This is like your Coronas. And the cat is trying to get into the sink. Josie, get down. She knows when to poke, when to prod. This is a very clear beer. For something called Golden State Cerveza, I'd wish it was a little more golden color, but this has the color of like a Corona. And it doesn't smell as skunky as a Corona, as my wife would say. I don't think Coronas are skunky, but she does. But it doesn't smell like a Mexican-style lager. But it's nice and refreshing. This would go nice with a lime. It has a little more body to it than some of the, like a Corona or something, but this is a tasty beer.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
Now, in ancient times, the pagans used to party on the winter solstice. And now, I don't think this story is true because Waddles told it to me. But he said how we got to Christmas being celebrated instead of the winter solstice was, he said the pagans were all partying at a winter solstice, but they'd been doing it for quite a few millennia, and they were kind of getting bored with it. So a bunch of pagans showed up to the party, but they didn't bring any wine, they didn't bring any food, they just showed up. They're like, I'm not buying anything for this. We just celebrated the autumn harvest and autumn solstice. Why do we need to do this? So they got to the party, and of course, everyone ran out of wine. They ran out of appetizers. But then Jesus showed up with his crew, and they showed up with a basket of one loaf of bread and one fish. And the pagans are like, Jesus, that's not going to feed everybody. And Jesus was like, hold on, hold my water. Oh, wait, my wine. And the pagans are like, oh, he just made wine. And then they passed out the bread and the fish, and they fed everybody. And the pagans are like, oh, go Jesus, it's your birthday. We go party like it's your birthday. And then we have partied as Jesus' birthday every year since.
Just like the waters I used to know.
The Perlenzaba, the German Pale Ale. I've had this beer the last 2 years in the Costco Advent Calendar, and this lady's been in there both times, and every time I open it, she doesn't pour out. So I don't know what her problem is, but this is, they call it a pale ale, but in like in Germany and some other European countries, a pale ale doesn't have like the hoppy, citrusy, floral notes that like the American one does, or the English one has a very bitter notes. This one a lot milder. So it kind of, to me, I've had this in the past. It tastes more like a just a nice Pilsner maybe, and it's nice and clear. It doesn't smell like hops at all. Not like an American pale ale or anything like that. Yeah, and it tastes like a Pilsner kind of. So yeah, if you're not a big fan of pale ales, as they're traditionally known here in America, maybe try a German pale ale. You might like it.
Where the tree tops glisten and penguins get blitzing.
Now, this is a true story that Waddles did not tell me. But in certain areas of Spain, in the Catalan region of Spain, they actually have an extra figure in their nativity scenes. And it's the El Cagnar, I think is the way you say it. but it translates to the pooper. And it's literally a figurine of a little man pooping. And it's supposed to symbolize fertilizing the land and for the crops and rebirth. But it can be quite jarring if you see it. You can Google it. You can just Google pooping nativity and it'll pop up. I'm not lying. This isn't a Waddle's tale.
To hear sleigh bells in the snow. Oh, the snow.
All right, from Aldi today, we have a Doppelbock, a Bavarian style. And we've had this in the Costco calendar, so I'm a little worried about how Aldi will do this. Yesterday, they did a German-style Pilsner, and it wasn't great. This has the same color as the Doppelbock that we've had in the German Advent calendars. Nice brown color, pretty clear. Smells like a Doppelbock. Ooh, this has a nice, real roasty taste to it. It's really good, actually. Where the Costco ones are kind of muted with that roasty malt taste. Aldi went right in there with it. Yeah, this is a tasty beer.
I said, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
And the first day of winter brings us some vintage cheddar. All right. Classic cheddar. Again, I don't know what makes it vintage, but it tastes good. Think of all the cheeses. This is pretty middle of the road for this cheese advent calendar. Well, probably higher middle road, I should say. What a tasty cheese.
With every Miss Martini I drink.
All right, time to judge these beers, and I gotta give gold today to Aldi and the Doppelbock. They did a very good Bavarian-style Doppelbock. I like it. It had a little more flavor than some of the other ones that I've had out of the German Advent calendar. I liked it a lot. It gets the gold today. And then I'm gonna give frankincense to Golden Road. I think they did a really good job with this Mexican lager. And then I'll give myrrh to the Perlazen. Had it 3 years in a row, and it's always kind of eh. So there you have it. Aldi wins today.